Well, welcome to this lesson. We are going to look at Wassce 2020 Social Studies Predictions. So these are topics that we have selected that we think a student must learn them towards the Wassce 2020. Whether we like it or not, the exams will come on. So students preparing for the exams as they are staying in the house must learn these topics. And they are very, very important. The one who did this prediction is having a success rate of about 90%. This means that if the person samples 10 questions, 9 of them will come. And if the person also sets a question as predictions, but it have a chance of all of them appearing in the question. So it's very serious that students must learn. Let's start. So we are starting with the first session of the social studies exams, which is our environment. We have 3 sessions: government, policies and stability. Then we have social and economic development. So we will first start with session A, which is our environment. So the topics are as follows. We have the first one, which is self-identity. The first is self-identity. 2 is our culture and national identity. Then we have responsible parenting. 4 is socialization and social environment. Marriage. Physical environment is the 6th one. And the last topic that we are predicting is education and change. So these are the topics. You will answer at least 2 questions in this session, and we are expecting 2 of these topics to drop. They will not set more than 1 question from each topic. So master these topics and focus. You will surely get some to answer in the Wassce. We are now going to tackle the details of these questions, these topics. We are going to look at the questions under these topics. Let's start. Under the self-identity, we have question 1A, explain the following: self-identity, capabilities. B, describe 4 ways of building our self-confidence. 2, describe the Maslow's theory of needs. Then we have B, outline 5 importance of the theory of needs. 3, which is the final question for self-identity: what is false identity? B, highlight 4 problems associated with false identity. So if you are learning self-identity, these are the questions you must check them and learn them well. We now move on to our culture and national identity. What is culture? Explain 4 aspects of Ghanaian culture. 2A, explain the meaning of cultural change. B, account for 4 factors responsible for cultural change in Ghana. Then 3, in what 5 ways can sociocultural practices in Ghana promote development? Then question 4, describe the following: national identity, national allegiance. Then B, what are the values which bind the people of Ghana together? So these are also the questions under our culture and national identity. And these topic, they can ask you specific culture like festivals, importance of festival, reason for funeral rite, and other aspect of culture. We cannot do all of them here. We have the next one, which is responsible parenting. And the first one, A, is differentiate between parenting and parenthood. B is discuss the responsibilities of parents. Then 2A is outline 4 irresponsible parental behaviors. Then B is highlight 4 causes of irresponsible parental behaviors. Then 3, what are the effects of irresponsible parental behaviors in Ghana? Then 4, in what 5 ways can children cause their parents to be irresponsible? Then 5, in what 5 ways can we handle parent-child conflicts? So you also check these questions. They are very important. We now move on to socialization and social environment. The first question, A, is explain the term socialization. Discuss 4 importance of socialization. Explain the rules of family in socialization. Differentiate between agencies and agents of socialization. Then B, outline the rules of school in socialization. What is deviant behavior? Discuss 4 acts which are considered deviant in society. Describe the consequences of deviant behaviors. In what 5 ways can we minimize deviant behaviors in Ghana, in our society? Highlight 4 factors. Highlight the factors which promote good interpersonal relationship in Ghana, or good interpersonal relationship. So this is also a very serious topic, social environment, that we should learn them for the exams. We move on to marriage. Under marriage, you have to know what is marriage. B is discuss 4 purposes of marriage. Then explain the term courtship. B, highlight 4 factors to be considered when selecting a married partner. 3, describe the duties of the father in marriage. Then 4, discuss 4 duties of a wife in marriage. Then 5, describe the causes of marriage, broken marriages, that marriage breakdown. 6, what are the consequences of marriage breakdown? Then the 7th one, highlight 5 ways of promoting marriages in Ghana. So this is also a very serious topic that you should check. Move on to physical environment. We have 1A, what is physical environment? Then B, discuss 4 activities of man which destroy the physical environment. Then 2A, explain 5 measures adopted by some countries to protect the environment. Then 3A, what is environmental degradation? Then B, discuss 4 causes of environmental degradation. Then we have 4, describe 5 effects of environmental degradation. Then highlight 5 ways of protecting the physical environment. So these are also the questions under physical environment. Physical environment, in fact, every Wassce you see physical environment. Every Wassce you see physical environment. Let's move on to social education and social change. We have the first one, what is education? Then discuss the purposes of education. Then we have what is social change. Discuss the impact of education on development of Ghana. Then we have discuss 5 ways by which education can effectively be used to bring about rapid social change in Ghana. Highlight 5 ways of improving education in the country. Describe the differences between formal and informal education. So these are all the questions that we need under the first session, which is our environment. Education and social change is also very, very important. So if I'm the one going to write a Wassce, I'll learn this topic. Now let's look at how to answer questions. So questions normally comes with terms and essays. So to explanation of terms, they ask the question, what is? Describe. Explain a given term, like what is marriage? What is festival? Describe marriage. Describe this. This type of question always they award 4 marks or more. And here are the steps. To define a term, explain a term, what you need to do is that you first define the term. You first define the term. Then you explain the term that you have defined. You provide types if there are any, and examples if there are any. You can explain the types given. So after doing this, then you have actually written. After doing this, then you have explained the term. You have explained the term for the question given to you. Let's now move on to the other aspect. Let's take an example. The question is, what is marriage? Marriage is the union between a man and a woman who has accepted to be husband and wife and have gone through all the processes and customs recognized by their society. This is the definition. Then you explain the definition that you have stated. That is, we start. This means that marriage is contracted between man and woman with the consent of the families. So this is further sentence you are adding to it. You still add more. Therefore, marriage is not done between 2 persons, but their families. You still can add more. Again, the people who are going to get married must follow acceptable ways of getting married in their society. So that one is also addition you are adding to your explanation. Then give the types. So we have customary marriage, ordinance marriage, and religious marriage in Ghana. So these are the types. If there are still time, you can explain the types, but it's better I write the types. Then the main purpose of marriage is companionship. Then you write your final statement that marriage is the only way to procreate, to make the continual existence of humans possible on this earth. So you can use this example to write any explanation they will give it to you in examination. You define, you explain your definition, you give types, give examples, you can explain the types. So, and this is should be a full paragraph answer, which needs about maybe 5 to 10 lines or 50 words or more. Okay, so I hope you are getting something here. We then move on to how to write essay questions. To write essay question, you should remember that you can write a short introduction which involves definition and the points or your answers. Then you explain each point in a separate paragraph. You write your conclusion. So there are 3 things you should remember. You write introduction, very brief, short one. just definition and point. Then you explain yourself well with examples in separate paragraph. Then you write your conclusion. Doing all this, you check your grammatical mistakes. So yesterday's, you should be mindful of your English language, your grammar. So let's look at the introduction. The introduction, you have to define the term in the question, what you are told to do. You write your answers, introduction, then you state your readiness. So remember, define the term in the question. Let's say the question is saying that explain the reason why Ghanaians should remain united. You can explain unity. Or you have been given a question, explain the importance of constitution. What you are asked to write is importance of constitution. So you're expecting you to define constitution. This example is about marriage. We are writing only the introduction. Marriage is a union between man and woman who has gone through all the rights accepted in their society and are recognized as husband and wife. So we are writing on the purposes of marriage, the importance of marriage. So the purposes of marriage are companionship, procreation, love and affection, financial support, and sexual satisfaction. These are your answers, should be the introduction. Then your readiness, just a statement to show you are coming to explain your point. So you say below are the details of the purposes of marriage. So this together is your introduction. Remember, definition, points, readiness. So you should use this for every essay you are writing. Introduction is very, very important. It gives the examiner to know at glance what you're about to read. Introduction is in fact the summary of everything you are going to write. If the introduction is not good, the whole essay is not good. So it prepares the minds of the examiner to mark. Without introduction, the examiner have to fish for your point. Good. So let's proceed to the main body. When we are writing the main body, we first write our point, the point we are about to explain, in a complete sentence form with transition. When you say transition, there are words we use to introduce point, like first of all, in addition, moreover, again, more importantly. Somebody can use secondly, thirdly, and so forth. These are called transitions. For example, you can say firstly, procreation is a purpose of marriage. Stating this is very important. Then you write a supporting sentence for the first sentence, but here you use the subject or performer of action in the paragraph. So when you say subject, the one who will be performing action in the sentence. So for example, you are writing something about constitution. You say constitution protect the right of the people. So the next sentence, people's rights and freedom are protected by the constitution. So here the people is the subject you are using. So we can do this, as you said, by using nearest in meaning of the point. So if the point is lack, you have to use there's no this. If the point is inadequate, you should use not enough or few. So that is how we do it. Provide series of sentences that will support the second sentence. So this, you ask yourself, how is this possible? How is it so? So series of sentences that will help you to expand what you are saying. There are instances of what you are saying. the processes that will make what you're saying be true, be possible. You write them. Then you make sure each sentence will explain one another. The sentences, first sentence is to raise the point, the second will support it, the third will add more to the second, the fourth to the third, and the fifth to the third, the fourth, the sixth to the, so they should link with transitions. Then you provide examples or instances of what you are writing. You link it to results. The result is the immediate thing that will happen when something is going on. For instance, when students are not going to school, the immediate thing that they will miss lesson, they will not understand, then the effect will be fail. So you link it to the result, then you write the consequences or the effect. You conclude your paragraph, then you check your grammatical mistake. When you say concluding paragraph, we mean you should write a final statement. At times we repeat the point that we have raised and explained to be the conclusion. We now have to take example to see how it will be. And the question is, explain 5 importance of marriage. So introduction is here. Marriage is a union between man and woman who have gone through all the rights accepted in their society and are recognized as husband and wife. The purposes of marriage are procreation, companionship, love and affection, financial support, sexual satisfaction. Below are the details of the purpose of marriage. Purposes of marriage. Below are the details of the purposes of marriage. Then you start. The first importance of marriage is procreation. So you explain. So you see here, you see people as the subject. So you can use some people, many people, a lot of people. Say okay. If it's government, some government, the government, this. People get married to give birth. People get married to give birth. That is, you are writing another word for procreation is to give birth. So that is nearest meaning to procreation. So note, we are writing second sentence, but should restate this one created, the procreation. The second sentence you restate. It means you're supporting it by writing the nearest meaning for the word here. So you must use that. Then go further. Marriage is the only legitimate way we are expanding through which mankind can reproduce to replace the older generation. Also, childbearing is of high value in some societies. As a result, people get married to give birth and get prestige needed from others. The effects of this is that childbearing helps mankind to get. The effect of this is that childbearing helps mankind not to get extinct on the earth. In all, people get married to be able to procreate. This is the concluding of paragraph, the concluding sentence. You summarize the point that you created here. So note that when you write the first point, the second sentence should restate the first point using nearest meaning. Then you expand by adding more to the point. So I hope this lesson will help you a bit in your preparation towards your lesson. To help us to be able to do more, this is just a try. So if there are any mistakes, please ignore and take the good aspect of it from it. It will help you. So to help us be able to do more, please kindly subscribe to our channel. When you get a chance to watch, get down and subscribe to it. Then you share to a lot of people so that people will also get the benefit of this. So as I said, don't concentrate on the mistakes because a try. It's just a rough note, professional. Get the content and to help you a lot. Thank you very much.